I remember the first time I ran into you, and we talked, we kicked it for a while. Then I ran into you a few more times, and I remember I asked you that quality question, babe. You are OG. I look up to you. I admire you. I respect you. So to me, or you got the word that I became a snitch, that I rat, that I cooperate, that I tell, whatever they want to call it. And I say, look, bro, if anybody I can accept that coming from, it will be you. And I ask you, why you never call me a snitch? Do you remember your response?
Mm-hmm. So you remembered better than me.
All right.
I sure wish I didn't have to have been asked that.
Come on.
But I just feel to bring everything up to date. I just feel like people should learn to mind their own damn business. That's one thing, because circumstances variates. I don't like to think sometime the type of position, if I'm not in a certain predicament, I don't like to put myself in that predicament if it's not my reality. But if it's something that I would be on my way to have to be confronted with, I would be so dissatisfied. And the respect, when you got respect for a person, you got love and respect for a person, the last thing you want to do is get into their affairs. I don't think that it was important for me to know any of your business like that. Mm-hmm. Because no one that I knew confronted me with, oh, Glaze sent me to jail, or anything like that. That's not something that ever came to me. Mm-hmm. It never came to nobody's mind, actually. I think the only person that would say, well, how did he beat all them cases, is, like I said, one of them nosy people that want to think about something, and you could tell a person anything. Like you could tell a baby a lie, or you could tell them the truth, but why lie to them? Mm-hmm. You see? So it's whatever fits people, whatever fits their agenda. I don't think me knowing any of that, that'd be like me asking you, well, what do you like about your girl? And I don't know her. You see? Yeah. It's not my place. Mm-hmm. And if you respect someone, the last thing you want to do is come funny style like that. And that just wasn't in me, because you're not a weak man. And regardless to whom or what, I might have, whatever we dealt with when you was a child, you did childish things. But when you was older, you did older things. And as you grew into the man that you were, I respected your decisions and everything. And when you did get caught up, like an older brother would, I was there for you. And that's what was important. But I don't think any of your personal affairs should be put out in the open to people. People say, well, it should be public record. Well, you go to a public record, my dude. But you don't ask another person, what's your opinion on his life? Man, get a life. I would never feel comfortable with that, Glaze. And I respect you a little too much for that.
And like I said, because I remember, like I told you, the first time I asked you that, and I remember you told me, look, bro, here it is right now, Wiz, man. I remember everywhere I went, man, I watched y'all guys grow up. I practically raised y'all guys. Everywhere I went, they told about Glaze Tut, Glaze Tut, Glaze Tut. So when I heard about that situation, I said to myself, something went awfully wrong. And you know what? And I thought about that. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, you said right now is that all the stuff that you knew, a lot of people, nothing ever happened. So a lot of stuff go deeper than the original surface. And I don't try to run away from nothing, because guess what? Here it is. I'm upset about that? Yes. Because I'm upset about how did I let myself get caught up in that famous father leader game in the first place? What could I have done differently? And the objective at this present time, how do we teach these kids not to go down that road in the first place by doing it right the first time and becoming law-abiding citizen? That's what this is all about. Getting them to learn and understand. Don't be that test dummy. That's what life is all about, man.
That's right. That's the bottom line, brother. And plus, there's a thing with our young today, man. We're not getting a chance to even enjoy our wickedness. You don't have even a year to be a gangster anymore. You know what I'm saying? You'll be tough today, and next week then somebody else done killed you. There's no value there. See, people don't have fear of jail anymore. They don't have fear of any consequence, because now You know, they got the mothers that weren't like us. And people are usually like our mothers.
Yeah.
And many people, you know, people would want to say, ooh, I wonder if the OG going to drop some super science. Make it plain. That's what y'all need to do, the young brothers. You got to make it plain to y'all. You see, you can't glorify another person's mistake because you glorify that he's a killer, but he's not happy. So you're going to go and end up in them intricate possibilities that you ain't going to understand the ramifications of your actions, and it's going to tear your behind up.
And then go back to this. Why do everybody because I don't like my nose because it's too fat, I want surgery. I don't like my lip because it's different.
Right.
I don't like my age because I want to get implants.
Right.
And Brett, it's like we don't love ourselves.
Right.
And we too busy worrying about each other, but everybody worrying about to be on some social media platform. Oh, this guy was a tough guy. This guy was this. But you're not selling nothing in commissary. You ain't making sure his kid went to college.
That's
you ain't
right.
making sure they eating.
That's
but we're
right.
worrying about the wrong thing.
That's right, brother. And that's what's so bad about the situation. But, you know, until someone that's been there and done that could show them the exit door, because, see, my exit door was, I don't need nobody to get no paycheck for locking me in a cage, you know?
Wow.
I can't see that, you know? I outgrew my own ignorance, you know? Before it was a time, like I said, I would lay up 4 or 5 years for this case, that case, and things like that. But, you know, when you look at the pictures of a person that's on the run,
Oh, man.
he don't look good and feel good. He could cover himself up and go through all of that kind of stuff. You see, he's on the run because he don't want to go to jail.
Whoa.
See,
you know what, man? It's funny, but it's sad.
Yeah.
Because I remember the 2 times I was in a run when they was going to charge me for murder in '86. I ran out the courtroom. When I saw that folder under that name on that envelope, when the guy asked me in the elevator, they say, well, how long you been at the 75th, Richard Brew? And I looked down and saw he had an envelope with his name on it. Oh, snap. And he went in the same courtroom I went in. I ran out of that courtroom. Why? Because but I want to turn myself in.
Right.
And then when that Fed case happened on August 11, 1988, and I went on a run trying to get plastic surgery. Because people understand, every Sunday, I used to tune into the channel, American Most Wanted. Why? To see if they're going to profile me. And they said they was about to profile me. And you know what? You know, if you get on American Most Wanted, it's over. It's a wrap. You going to jail. I don't care who you are, what you are, going to jail. So when you talk about being on a run, and people don't understand, like, you know, I'm talking about every person you see that dress up a certain way, you think that's the feds.
Right.
Oh, they coming to get me. Those are U.S. Marshal. They coming to get me. You like nervous pervers. You peeing on yourself.
Right.
You're like, oh man, it's over. I'm going to jail or whatever. And people do not understand that, man. The thing we think we ready for. You want to be a gangster. You want to be a tough guy. You want to be a Black C. You want to be a Shabey.
Yeah.
You want to be a One Punch Row. You want to be Brian Glaze Gibbs. You want to be Pappy Mason. You want to be Fat Cat. Be careful what you ask for, people, because you think you want something until you get it, and you're going to realize that's not what you really want.
Wow. That's the bottom line, brother, you know? And that's why I've grown into the realization that I'm going to always reach out to the young. Regardless of the frustrations I go through, I don't mind going through it, to go through with the young. Because I think that's what Allah had blessed me with, to be able to talk to the young. You know, like I was able to talk to y'all, I'm still able to talk to the young. And the only thing I say is that I'm not trying to be a friend to the young brothers like that. I would like to be like a lifesaver that you throw in the turbulent waters to save them from swimming and going under. And that's where I've always been, and that's the way I think that I would always be, you know. And if they really would want to know it, I would just say for the record, if you think that it's slick, that you are able to get out there and take life for granted as well as you do, you're shortchanging yourself, man. And you're shortchanging yourself bad. Because what you put into that in one day, it's like making a baby. You plant that seed, it takes 9 months. If it come too early, you got a problem with your baby. You do it too late, the baby come too late, you might have a problem with that baby. So don't take too long to get yourself together to know that all of this foolishness, that this so-called rites of passage that involve killing another brother, going to jail all half of your life, that's not where it's at. You know, because we kill each other, but look at the coward. Police say, freeze! And what do? You freeze right there. You know he gonna lock you up forever. You done took all these lives, but you was afraid that yours was gonna be taken. See, and I done seen that. You know, so all I could just say is, Glaze, is, you know, you could go any way you want to with what you say, but you're going about this thing the right way. And, you know, I've said to myself many times, you know, people say things slick out their mouth, and I would say, like, you know, I'll turn his body into liquid. You know what I'm saying? He'll never be seen again, you know. But then I say to myself, I could overlook this dude, and like something happened like a couple of years back like that, Glaze. The dude came and apologized. When they told him who I was, he came to me and apologized, and I mean, he spilled his guts and apologized. And I was telling him, I said, you know, brother, I was just gonna let you play yourself in life, because if you was gonna do it to me, you was gonna do it to somebody else. You're just someone that got words to say, slick shizzle, you know? You got slick things to say out your mouth, and you don't even realize that the person that will put a new dent in your life is the person that ain't got much to say to you. He's not a talker, he's a doer. So, you know, I can't take my brother's lives, and I shouldn't be in no young man face about anything these days. If I can't help you, I don't want to hurt you.
And you know what? Like I say, I love that, man. Do people add value? People take value away. And like I reflect back upon, like I say, some of the life lessons. Yeah. You know, at an early age, you gave me tough love. Yeah. I didn't want it. Right. I didn't think I needed it. Right. But you grabbed me by the collar. Listen here, you little knucklehead. Do you want to go down that road? Because you done been there, done that. And you trying to prevent me in your own little ways to not go down that road. Right. And what I want to ask you at this present time, man, because I watch you, you know, say study you. And even when we was a kid, and what I watch about you, what you think was the better bae? The sober bae, or the bae that was out there intoxicated? What was the most dangerous bae?
The sober bae. I'm wow. Being honest with you. I have to be honest, because you might have got, I'll just say the sober bae.
Okay. Yeah. And the only reason I say that, because you're right. Because the difference is, when you was sober, you know what I'm saying, right now, you're right. That's Glaze, I see you. You say, come here. And basically, when you was intoxicated, you want to laugh. You want to clown us. You know, what y'all little knuckleheads out here doing now? Don't you know it's past your bedtime? You know, see, it was like, you're right. It was like a Heckle and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And you seen that or whatever. And I recognize that. And even right now, like I say, what I'm trying to get is this. We spoke about something about crazy. And when I hear crazy, nobody want to use that terminology. But what I want to hear is this, man. Mental health, man. And I felt, honestly speaking, because I used to black out a lot. And I used to black out and get so angry. And I became something. And I did things that I later regret. Like right now is, to me, anguish, mental illness, mental health. Like, how do we deal with that? Or do we deal with that? Or we run away from that because we don't want to hear that word, somebody thinking us we crazy?
Well, you know, we was crazy acting, but we wasn't crazy, because a person that is crazy, there's no cure for crazy. People say whatever they want, but there's no cure for crazy. You know, there's a tolerance for crazy. There's orientation for crazy, but there's no cure for crazy. You know, what we was doing, we had the opportunity to get anger off our chest in the most easiest manner. Emotions. You know, and then we look at the wisdom that our parents, I'm pretty sure your mother told you, our mothers, boy, they had their thing together. Because they said trouble was easy to get into and
hard to get out.
So,
Easy to get into, hard to get out.
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
Wow. Did y'all heard that? Easy to get into, but hard to get out. That's deep, babe.
That's
easy
right.
to get into.
That's right.
Look how easy that sounds. Easy to get into, but hard to get out.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right, brother. So, you know, that's why I done grew into the realization. And I'm not doing any talking points, but when I look today and I look at the saviors of the people on the street level, 5% and the mighty FOI, the Nation of Islam, you know, we have like a captain. We call him Captain Dennis Muhammad. He rolled with Tyre be on your
okay.
thing.
Yes, he
yeah, Sandra's baby father from the Jesus building, you know. Now, these men are in the streets,
Fighting that combat.
state to state, with sisters, peacekeepers, making a difference. You know what I'm saying? And I support that kind of thing now. You know, I'm getting ready to apply myself with a lot of other groups that want to help the young. You know, we have our protocol director in New York City, a brother, he's a protocol director under the Nation of Islam with Minister Farrakhan. And he helped me get with a sister that's giving young children through the Department of New York City Department of Health, training for food handlers jobs and stuff like that. I was going to have a big fanfare for a grand opening for something that's open now in New York, and me and my man got going for the children. And we're getting ready to do more and more children to be able to get a food handler certificate so that they can work in our restaurants, getting these contracts with the city for the Department of Aging so we could make them meals on wheels for the senior citizens.
Wow.
And to go into them shelters and stuff. So, you know, my mind is really geared on getting more of that situated and have the connection with that, you know. Get with Powerful that came home, Cowboy. I didn't know who he was.
Powerful, yeah.
You know,
Good
because
brother,
he was
Mr. Robinson.
Bootsy and them little man, they told me. So he was young.
You know, guys, yeah, like,
you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
He was young when we was out there jitterbugging, but he was a tomahawk.
Yeah.
And he was down. You know, no more than Lil Coke and all the rest of them. But he's out there doing things now because he got a determined idea.
Yeah.
And that's how I get things done, with a determined idea. And then if you take the young with you, I can't progress without no young brothers. I was a young brother working in the steak and takes in the your supermarkets that the Muslims had. So I would work under the FOI and all of that when I was young, you know. I was, Brother Alamel taught me the 5% of things in Alabama Avenue back in 1968. I went to that. I went to the Black Panthers in '69. So, you know, we had more things to get involved with and to get into. So when we say we got to save them, when we, in arithmetic, add and subtract. So if you take them away from their gang affiliations and all that, you have to replace it with something. You can't say, well, I mean, you having fun and you getting paid right now with what you're doing, but I don't want you to do that, but I don't have nothing else to replace that. Then I'm just lit professor. Okay. Then you'd be lit professor.
But you know what? Look what you say. Like having something for them to do. Like, for example, other opportunity, getting them trades, getting them out there to get the right education. Yeah. To me, what I look at, wherever I'm at, how do I help? How do I coach, counsel, and train and get the younger generation to be able to go to the next level? How to fill out an application, how to interview, how to dress for success. It's so many different things that are out there that we still able to do. And that's what I want to do. How do we get back to the community? Like, to me, I look at it. I was once the problem. Now what I'm seeking to do, how do I become part of the solution to that problem to stop You know what I'm saying? Putting our foot and our knee on our own neck. That's the objective. Getting back, giving turkeys out. Giving back, giving book bags. Getting back into how do we get the right computers at a good price and be able to give it back to the community.
Right.
Those are the things that I want to build and get back into to give back. How do we do that, man?
Well, brother, you see, that's why I had to start Falah. Because Falah means success and salvation.
Listen, man. Hey, I want to thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the opportunity to sit down and talk to me today. I appreciate that. But what I want to thank you for is for saving me when I didn't even know you were saving me, man.